everything we know is wrong. Prepare to go on a journey around the alien cities of the moon in full-color NASA images. There are vast alien structures rising from the mist of the black lunar abyss, and the clearest images you will see of multiple alien spacecraft, many of them in flight. You will not see these anywhere else. Welcome to the Atrox Lux channel. I'm not real. Pull on your space boots, click on that helmet, and let's go look at stuff.
Atrox Lux.
We start our journey around the lunar nearside alien cities in the Mare Imbrium, the Sea of Rain. Here we see a giant red mech that has a transparent dome for a head striding across the lunar surface. The tongue twister Grizz Thuisen Domes is the next destination. The following images show aliens have been hiding in plain sight for eons. These images are real. They are all sourced from resources NASA has made available to the public. I will provide links, where it is appropriate, in the description below. As we travel between cities, outposts, and bases, you will see the architectural styles often vary between each area. This likely indicates a distinct species is living there. There are at least 5 distinct areas, which tallies with alleged accounts of 5 species being resident on the moon. What is really going to melt your brain is that although these images were taken by the NASA Wide-Angle Camera, or WAC, which is a multispectral camera, not one of these alien buildings or spacecraft can be seen with a normal optical camera or telescope. Not one. For example, this is Diophantus. And so is this. Well, this is awkward. There are plenty of alien structures that can be seen normally, but not these guys, and it is undeniable these are anything other than artificial, and from an official NASA source. I shall be delving into this more nerdy issue in a follow-up video. Fasten your seatbelts, and let's get back to the tour. Most alien outposts have gun turrets, but Laplace A has a massive gun that looks like it could take out an entire solar system, never mind a planet. The Diophantus and Deal Isle region host a starport, 2 towers, and a crater, with a very tasteful statue. There are many spacecraft parked at Diophantus, with the most impressive being the large spacecraft that looks like it came straight out of a movie. I really wish I knew what this gray thing was. There is a lot going on at this starport, especially here, as something is lifting off from the pad, throwing a rocket plume behind it. Very old school. This is the wall forming part of Blade Runner City, which looks like it fell out of an 80s science fiction movie. The city is stunning. There are lights everywhere and huge structures with craft in flight. Check out this strange signage with an unmistakable human head. As well as being able to see into some of the domes, there are huge craft hanging out by the main structures. Remember, not one thing here can be seen with normal optical imaging. It can only be seen using the NASA WAC multispectral camera, which makes these images all the more astonishing. If we go to the next area, we can see a building with a visible alien glyph or symbol surrounded by many constructs. Nearby are hulking, oppressive black structures that loom out of the mist. I'm guessing that's where the goth aliens live, with the curtains drawn, listening to gloomy music, and slamming the doors, because Zarblat the Destroyer won't return their calls anymore. It looks cool here though, and one building looks like a mouth with green teeth. The north reaches beckon before we head to Aristarchus' main city. This region has a few outposts, a landing pad for Martian Fang ships, or dragon ships. And finally, the impressive Lav Waziai A citadel. Aristarchus' main city sits north of the crater itself, and this city looks truly alien with stunning towering architecture. The whole city seems to circle an abyss which it is built into. It is my favorite city on the near side. It looks like I imagined an alien city would look. It is home to a massive starport with many ships parked up. The spacecraft parked here are incredibly detailed, and you can clearly see windows and designs on the hulls. The middle ship is bathed in green light. AI brought out some more detail. The spacecraft berthed on the pads in this city are as diverse as they are numerous and match nothing we have had people witness for real on Earth. Only in movies. What distances have some of these ships traveled to get here? Are they all from local space or from other star systems? Tinfoil hat time again. The most bizarre thing here is this ship that seems to have a cat's head design. And it appears to have a giant spider insect thing clambering over it. Well, you don't see that every day. Please tell me I'm not the only one who can see that. Moving swiftly on, we are now at Kepler City, Northwest. These are the dodgy aliens that I have covered before in previous videos. They have a giant head with a gaping mouth in the center of their region and guns everywhere. They really don't seem nice. Maybe I have it all wrong and it's everyone else who is horrible, and this is just their defense by pretending to be even more awful. Kepler City Northeast has what look like stargates or warp gates. There are massive structures with spacecraft in flight, and the whole area looks like it could be in a really cool movie. Black monoliths sink into the mist and go on for miles into the depths. The city has also produced one of the coolest images so far. If we ignore all the squillions of other cool images I have just shown you, there's a pyramid-shaped tower, a red spaceship sweeping past a ring gate, and small craft spilling out from a huge mothership. The aliens of Mare Nubium are most definitely a different species. Not only does their city use a more radical design, but they are far in the south away from the other groups. They look far more technologically advanced than the rest, and the city is quite large. Obviously, these are all weather balloons or swamp gas, and I'm misconstruing the data, being silly, or not looking at the images in the proper way. I know what these look like, and I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. We have come full circle with the last city. This is Tannhauser Gate City, or Copernicus City North. This is the one city it looks like humans could live in, yet it still has an alien vibe. It's almost industrial, and smoke rises from towering stacks through the lunar mist. Although the architecture is different, it joins directly onto the Blade Runner city, forming a megacity with two distinct halves. All the cities, with the exception of Copernicus South, are linked up as there are massive structures throughout, and built so close it is impossible to see the lunar surface. What is interesting is that although there are outposts on the far side of the moon, they are sparse compared to what faces us directly on the near side, which is a megacity of 6 regional cities. One can assume these cities represent 5 alien groups, as they are so distinctive in architecture, with the exception of Blade Runner and Tannhauser cities. The near side primarily only has these vast cities built on the flatter Mare. Once you move away from these onto the heavily cratered surface, the buildings reduce in frequency to a level comparable with that of the far side. The far side does have this stunning and huge UFO flying over the lunar surface to compensate, though. Given that these cannot be seen by conventional means, and only by the NASA wide-angle camera, are these aliens possibly interdimensional, and we are seeing another realm that sits on top of our own? Are we part of a simulated universe, and NASA have actually caught images of how the moon really appears, making our world the fabrication? Now that's a scary thought. Are NASA using camera technology that they haven't divulged, like the rumored Spirit camera? Regardless, we are most definitely not alone, and they don't have far to come to reach Earth. They could have been there for millions of years watching this planet the entire time. I will be returning to these cities to cover them individually in more detail. Watch this lunar space. Thank you for watching. If you want to see more of this malarkey, please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, the time for disclosure is now. I'll see you again soon.
Me. Yao?